There's going to be no excuses from anyone on the planet. When I beat him, I have beaten the greatest pound-for-pound fighter on the planet right now. Your excuses are all finished. There's none. Don't look for them. Don't pick on them. I'll beat the #1 pound-for-pound on the planet. I'll beat a champion of the world. And then we can start the aggressive.
Say as well, like he's not small well.
No, he's a big dude.
You're like,
there's no excuses, none whatsoever.
No,
when I beat Islam Makhachev and I win the world title, there will be no excuses from anyone, anywhere on the planet. End of, done. They all look for something. They all want that claim, oh, you know, it was this, it was that. No, it couldn't have been you. It couldn't have been. That Ian's just better than you.
Alright, brace yourself, because what you're about to hear isn't just bold talk, it's a detonation waiting to happen. A fighter steps forward and drops a statement so explosive it feels like the calm before a war no one is ready for. His voice doesn't rise, yet somehow it cuts deeper, carrying a bone-chilling certainty that something irreversible has already been set in motion. This isn't hype, it isn't promotion, it's a warning wrapped in cold conviction, repeated with the kind of menace that doesn't need volume to be terrifying. He's not asking for attention, he's demanding reckoning. And the most unsettling part, he sounds like a man who has already seen how this ends. Every word lands like a ticking clock, counting down to an encounter that won't just be intense, it will be brutal, calculated, and personal. There's no room left for doubt, no space for retreat. What's being promised isn't a competitive bout or a respectful clash. It's devastation, delivered with precision and zero hesitation. He doesn't hint at chaos, he guarantees it. And as the message echoes, one question hangs in the air, heavier than anything he actually said. When the moment finally comes, will anyone be prepared for the destruction he's already sworn to unleash?
Yeah, that's strong, that. It's a fucking... It's a shame, man. You can't really do that.
I can, it's just about trying to land it.
Gripped with that, man.
I have nothing but love and respect as a fighter and a fight fan for Islam Makhachev. I think he's phenomenal. And there is a reason why that man is #1 in the world. If he wants to come up and I have that belt, it would be an absolute honor to share the octagon with him and prove to myself and the world the talent.
Now the upcoming card rumored for the grounds of the White House was already igniting headlines, whispers, and outright arguments across the MMA world. But what Ian Garry just pulled has detonated something far more dangerous. He didn't wait for confirmation. He didn't wait for a contract. He started preparing as if the door had already closed and there was only one man locked inside with him, Islam Makhachev. That's not confidence, that's intent. While others speculate, Garry is moving like a man who knows a secret the rest of us don't. Imagine the smooth-talking striker, the calculated showman, suddenly sharpening his tools for the most suffocating force in the sport. The chatter hasn't stopped, but the tone has shifted. This isn't about calling someone out anymore. It feels like summoning. And if this collision actually lands on that historic stage, it won't be just another marquee fight wedged into a stacked card. It will be a volatile experiment, fearless momentum crashing headfirst into relentless control. One man thrives in chaos, the other manufactures it in silence. Styles will clash, yes, but so will realities. Because if Garry truly believes the champion is already across from him, then something bigger is unfolding behind the scenes. And when the truth finally surfaces, someone's confidence won't survive the spotlight.
Man, water, now I start to enjoy my training camp, my cutting weight, fighting week, you know. For me, it's no problem. If somebody wants, let's do it. I tell them I will be ready soon. If White House, of course, I want to be in White House because there may be one and only we will make the fighting in White House. I want to be in history. Now I'm already make good money, which one I enough for my family, you know. And now I have everything before. It's also not coming in my dream, you know. Now I just ready, you know. I training every day, still hungry, still fighting, still want to be.
And this is where it stops being speculation and starts feeling like a live wire. Just when the idea of Ian Garry stepping into the cage with Islam Makhachev sounded like ambitious noise meant for headlines, something shifted, quietly but unmistakably. After his latest electric win, Garry didn't just celebrate, he planted a seed. He said that if the opportunity to face Makhachev ever came, he wouldn't hesitate. He'd fly straight to Georgia to sharpen his wrestling for that exact nightmare scenario. At the time, it felt like long-term plotting, distant, calculated. Then the twist landed. Out of nowhere, Everywhere, he posts a photo from Heathrow Airport, and behind him on the departure board is one word that changes everything. Tbilisi, capital of Tbilisi. No press conference, no official bout announcement, no signed contract slid across a table. Just a fighter who publicly vowed to prepare in Georgia for Makhachev, and suddenly his boarding a flight to Georgia. That's not coincidence, that's movement. You can almost hear the pieces locking into place, because when talk turns into travel, and preparation begins before permission is granted, it signals something far more dangerous than hype. It signals intent. And whether the fight is confirmed or not, one thing is undeniable: this isn't fantasy matchmaking anymore. This is a man acting like the storm is already on its way. I promise you, this is real.
I told you at that interview, I'm coming to Georgia. I told all of you, I will come to Georgia, because Georgia has phenomenal wrestling, phenomenal judo, phenomenal sambo, and when you are trying to prepare for someone like Islam Makhachev, I'm gonna need that. So Georgia, I'm holding to you guys. I'm gonna need your help. So every southpaw wrestler, every guy that thinks he's gonna be like Islam Makhachev, we need to find a place. I will see you there, and I will call for your help. I promise you. I told you at that interview, I'm coming to Georgia. I told all of you, I will come to Georgia, because Georgia has phenomenal wrestling, phenomenal judo, phenomenal sambo, and when you are trying to prepare for someone like Islam Makhachev, I'm gonna need that. So Georgia, I'm holding to you guys. I'm gonna need your help. So every southpaw wrestler, every guy that thinks he's gonna be like Islam Makhachev, we need to find a place. I will see you there, and I will call.
So why is Ian Garry driving himself to this almost irrational level of preparation for a fight that hasn't even been officially signed? That's the question everyone's asking, and the answer is far more revealing than it seems. He isn't hesitating. He isn't negotiating with doubt. He's running straight toward the fire. Garry has openly branded Islam Makhachev not just as a difficult matchup, but as the most dangerous man in the sport today, a reigning pound-for-pound benchmark, a dominant force whose suffocating grappling and suffocating control have broken elite contenders round after round. He studies that dominance, acknowledges it, even amplifies it. But this isn't admiration, it's targeting. Every word of praise feels less like respect and more like reconnaissance. Because in Garry's mind, defeating someone of Makhachev's magnitude isn't about padding a resume or collecting another headline. It's about detonating the narrative around his own career. One win, just one, could redraw the hierarchy, flip perception, and permanently alter how his name is spoken in the same breath as champions. He doesn't see this as reckless ambition, he sees it as destiny accelerating. And here's the unsettling part: he truly believes, without a flicker of hesitation, that he is the anomaly in the equation, the single variable capable of disrupting the most controlled champion in the game. If that belief survives reality, the entire landscape shifts overnight.
Islam Makhachev is one of the greatest fighters walking the planet Earth right now. The #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, a 2-weight world champion, former Sambo world and European champion. He's absolutely unbelievable at what he does. He is one of the most dangerous men walking the planet right now. When you beat Islam, it changes the way everyone in the world thinks about you. And I'm gonna.
However, Sonnen, never one to resist stepping straight into the chaos, dove headfirst into the raging Morales versus Ian Garry debate and lit an even bigger fuse. Sonnen made it crystal clear that predicting Garry as the next logical title challenger, especially with Islam Makhachev holding the belt, isn't outrageous at all. In his view, Garry has earned his seat at that very small, very exclusive table of contenders circling the throne. But just when that narrative seemed to steady itself, everything twisted. Morales stormed into Madison Square Garden and bulldozed Sean Brady with a fast, emphatic finish that sent shockwaves through the division. Overnight, the whispers grew teeth. Rumors erupted that Morales had already been promised the next shot, allegedly straight from Dana White himself. It sounded definitive. It sounded settled. And that's exactly when Sonnen pulled the brakes. He injected doubt with surgical precision, stating there has been absolutely zero public confirmation of any guarantee. Then he doubled down. I was there that night, he insisted, making it personal, and I never saw any promise handed out. With that, the certainty evaporated. Now the division hangs in limbo. 2 surging contenders, 1 champion, and a title picture that feels less like a straight line and more like a trap waiting to snap shut.
I like this theme, and there is nothing wrong with making a prediction that Ian Garry is next. There would be nothing wrong with making Ian Garry next. Ian Garry, for sure, is on the short list of #1 contenders, for sure. Somewhere along the way, Morales came into the picture, and it was at Madison Square Garden. He's taking on Sean Brady, catches him, puts him down, gets a quick victory. And it was alleged that he was told that he would be next. Now, I've got to word it that way because that never got confirmed. I was there. I didn't see that happen. Now, and Morales hasn't acted like a guy that's next. about it. We've heard from other people. Dana told him he's next, but he never said, Dana told me I'm next. I was at the event. I'm watching Dana. I'm not a lip reader. I'm just sharing for you.
And chaos, Sonnen didn't ease up. He pressed harder. I didn't see that, he repeated, slicing straight through the noise surrounding any supposed promise to Morales. Then he zeroed in on the fault line splitting the entire debate. According to Sonnen, everything hinges on one simple, brutal question. Was Morales truly guaranteed the next shot at Islam Makhachev's title? If that promise exists, he argues, the conversation is over. No drama, no debate, case closed. But here's the fracture. Sonnen is completely unconvinced such a guarantee was ever spoken, let alone delivered. And that doubt keeps the door wide open. Pulling back to the broader battlefield, he acknowledged that names like Kamaru Usman and Ian Garry bring thunderous cases of their own. In fact, Sonnen admitted he leans slightly toward Usman, especially after Usman's suffocating, statement-making performance against Joaquin Buckley, a showing so dominant it silenced the whispers about deteriorating knees and fading durability in a single night. Yet even with that preference, Sonnen refused to frame this as a two-man sprint. He doesn't see exclusion, he sees inevitability. In his estimation, this isn't about who gets there, it's about when. Morales, Usman, Garry, three forces converging on the same summit. The only certainty, the title picture isn't settled. It's simmering, and when it finally boils over, someone's path to gold will be carved through fire.
Very relevant, because if he was told he's next, then we have nothing to talk about. He's going to be next. I don't know that he was told that. And then you got Kamaru Usman. And then you got Ian Garry. And all of these guys have a really good argument. I am on the side of Kamaru Usman. I thought what he did against Buckley was just outstanding. Not to mention in conjunction with all the rumors that we heard about Kamaru Usman, that his knees are gone, he can't run anymore, he can barely work out. Like, all of these things got shoved in our face and shown to be untrue. So I'm on the side of Kamaru Usman. But there's a little bit more to it, which is, I do believe that Garry's going to fight for a championship.
Those guys are going to fight, declared Sonnen with that unmistakable, unshakable certainty that makes even speculation sound inevitable. His razor-sharp breakdown of the contender landscape felt like the calm before something seismic. But then Michael Bisping cut in, steering the spotlight toward what he believes is the true supernova waiting to explode. Islam Makhachev versus Topuria. That's the fight, Bisping insists, the one that rattles the sport to its core. Yes, he admits an interim title clash featuring Justin Gaethje checks all the logical boxes on paper. It's clean, it's structured, it makes sense. But this isn't about tidy brackets. This is about spectacle. A once-in-a-generation collision rumored for the historic grounds of the White House, with Donald Trump himself potentially cage-side and a global audience numbering in the billions watching history unfold. In that arena, Bisping argues, Gaethje may simply have to wait, because standing at the center of it all is Makhachev, carrying a staggering 28-1 record and the aura of something far greater than a standard champion. Is not merely ruling a division, is redefining it. A two-division wrecking force who has methodically dismantled the lightweight elite, building a resume so commanding that whispers are turning into declarations. We may be witnessing the greatest lightweight the sport has ever seen.
There's no bigger fight right now, in my humble opinion, than Islam Makhachev versus Topuria.
Yeah, I like this idea. If you see one, I know a lot of MMA fans want this fight. I'm ready.
I know Justin is the interim and Ilya is the undisputed, and that should happen. It really should. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime occasion. It's going down on the White House lawn. President Trump will be there. The whole world will be tuning in. That's a fact, okay? There's going to be billions of people watching this. They want to put on the biggest fights, okay? So unfortunately, in this situation, Justin Gaethje is going to have to wait, because on one side you have Islam Makhachev, a man that is 28-1, okay? A two-weight division champion. Dominated lightweight, the greatest lightweight.
Michael Bisping, clearly electrified by the scale of what he was describing, kept stacking the stakes higher, placing Islam Makhachev and Topuria shoulder to shoulder, as if destiny had already aligned them. He painted it as something the sport has never truly seen, an unprecedented collision of parallel dominance. Consider Makhachev's resume: 4 straight title defenses, a suffocating reign over the lightweight division, and then that ruthless jump to welterweight where he steamrolled Justin Gaethje without blinking. Not edged out, not narrowly defeated. undefeated. Steamrolled. On the opposite side stands Topuria, carving an almost identical path of devastation. He tore through featherweight, halting the legendary Alexander Volkanovski in emphatic fashion, then moved up and dismantled Charles Oliveira with a savage crucifix sequence capped by a chilling knockout. These aren't champions riding momentum, they are two division titans operating at full throttle, undefeated in aura if not on paper, radiating inevitability. Bisping's point wasn't subtle. This isn't a routine title defense or a calculated super fight. It's a convergence of peaks, a rare moment where two fighters at maximum power occupy the same timeline. When dominance mirrors dominance, something has to break, and if this clash materializes, it won't just headline a card, it will redefine it.
What has ever seen? Yes, Conor McGregor was a bigger star. Yes, Khabib Nurmagomedov may be the GOAT, and he's a cultural icon, of course, and what he's done in this sport will never be forgotten. But on paper, Islam Makhachev has defended the belt 4 times more than anybody else, and then he went up to welterweight to take on Jack Della Maddalena and smoked him, walked through him, one-way traffic, made it look kind of easy. Respectfully to Jack, the man is an extremely dominant 2-weight division champion. And then on the other side, you've got Topuria. Speaking of Conor McGregor, did exactly what Conor did, went straight through the featherweight division, knocked out the champion in Volkanovski and made it look kind of easy, and then again goes up a weight class, takes on Charles Oliveira, takes him down, gets him in a crucifix, and then knocks him spark out, knocks him to the shadow realm, and he also became a 2-weight division champion. Has that ever happened? Have we ever seen two-weight division champions going up against one another in their absolute primes? I don't think we have. Whether it's in their prime or old damaged goods, I don't think we've ever seen 2 weight division champions going up against.
And what makes this even more intriguing is that Islam Makhachev doesn't look burdened by this new welterweight chapter. He looks reborn inside it. He's admitted that training camp feels different now. The brutal weight cuts that once drained him, the suffocating pressure of fight week, the endless grind, they've all eased. For the first time, the process feels smoother, sharper, even enjoyable. That shift isn't small. It's dangerous. Without the shadow of a crippling cut hanging over him, he can zero in entirely on preparation and execution inside the cage. No distractions, no survival mode, just performance. Beyond that, he's been candid about something deeper: financial security. He now provides for his family in ways that once felt distant, almost unreachable. That stability has altered his mindset. He's no longer fighting out of necessity or obligation. He's fighting for permanence, for legacy. And with the rumored spectacle at the White House drawing closer, Makhachev recognizes the scale of the moment. This isn't just another defense or another payday. It's a rare platform where history and spotlight collide. A stage where dominance isn't just proven, it's immortalized. He sees it as a singular opportunity to carve his name deeper into the sport's foundation, to demonstrate not only his suffocating skill set but the discipline and evolution that built it. And when a champion this composed finds comfort at a higher weight, the question isn't whether he can rise to the moment, it's how far above everyone else is about to climb.